got a new team, basically. We've got 2 players that played some last year, well, a great deal actually, and had a couple players sitting out that are going to make an impact on our team that were with us a year ago. So I don't really count them necessarily as new players because they're familiar with what we do and how we want to do it. And I like the players that we've recruited. We've got a good mix of junior college players. We've got 3 players that have 3 years of eligibility, and we have a high school freshman that we signed. This team has some depth at each position. We've got good perimeter. We've got good players around the basket. The attitude and approach of what we want to do is there with this group. We've had a lot of teaching, certainly a lot of introducing this team to what we want to do offensively and defensively, but their approach to it has been really good. You know, we had the majority of them here this summer. That helped us out through a weight program, conditioning in the summer, and getting them in the gym 2 hours a week. Then in our preseason work, we've tried to really focus on coaching them and bringing them along offensively and defensively. Our 6 a.m. workouts have been great. We've just got to learn how to play together, and as we're learning, there's 2 things that I've stressed with this team. We want tremendous effort, which we've been getting, and then we want really precise execution. And effort with execution gives you a chance if your talent base is good enough, and we do have good enough talent. Do we have the best player in the league? Probably not, but we have several really good players that I think will emerge as the season moves along. Our best post player, Anthony Livingston, a transfer from San Jacinto Junior College, who has 3 years of eligibility, broke his nose and had a hairline fracture of his cheekbone the first real practice day that we had, and he's just now getting back, doing some non-contact work with the mask. Next Wednesday, they're going to release him Tuesday or Wednesday of next week for contact work. So the first exhibition game he probably won't participate in, but after that he should be full speed, and that's a guy that we need in the lineup. He'll be a good player in this league, and if you can play in that East Texas League and average 17 and 10, you've got an opportunity to be a good player in the Sun Belt, and that's what he was able to do. So we have some expectations of him. You know, Cameron Golden has really practiced well and really looked good with our team. I like what he's done. 2 players that were sitting out last year, Sean Gardner, 6'4", young man from Memphis, can really shoot it. P.J. Hardwick, a point guard that transferred here from North Texas that originally signed with Mississippi State, has 3 years of eligibility, and he's quicker than anybody that I've had since I've been here as the coach. So his quickness and speed with the ball is going to certainly give us a new dynamic that you can't hem him up. So I like this team. I like its approach. It is a new team. I think where we're picked is fair enough because, as Steve alluded to, he doesn't know much about the other teams and their recruits because they don't get highly publicized. You know, I don't know. I know other teams have signed players. Well, much about them I don't know. So I can see where there'd be some big question marks about our team with what we've lost. But I like what we have, and I'm excited about the development of this team and what it can become.
Thank you very much, Coach. Our first questions come from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Caller, please identify yourself and go ahead.
This is Matt Robertson with the Jonesboro Sun. How are you this morning, Coach?
Good, Matt. I haven't seen you in a while, man. You write all those football articles. I know how it goes, man.
Hey, Coach, just, with so many new faces on your team, what are the challenges for you personally getting this group together? What have the challenges been like for you?
Well, it's, just the patience of the teaching. And, we've crossed the threshold of effort and toughness and those sort of things. This team is going to compete. So we've got the effort and competitiveness within the group. Now it's just a point of time of of teaching and bringing them along, and you know, sometimes when you're learning, you're hesitant in what you do and how you do it, and the only thing that's going to take care of that is repetition. And you know, we had to beat the team last night in a scrimmage situation last night. We have another full game scrimmage on Saturday, and we did some good things last night. I was pleased with some of the things that we were able to do from an execution standpoint. So as long as we're getting the competitiveness and the effort that's necessary, I think the execution will come as we move this thing along. So that's the biggest challenge, is getting them to play together, understand what we want to do, how to do it, and be detailed in their approach to it.
You know, from your first practice, official practice a couple of weeks ago to now, are you starting to see some progress as far as just some chemistry, a little bit of, you know, the team starting to mesh together, seeing how they're pretty much all first-timers together?
Yeah, we're better. We're better than we were 3 weeks ago. We'll certainly be better 3 weeks from now, and we'll certainly take an addition and a jump up when Anthony Livingston is allowed to have some contact. You know, he's going to bring a presence around the goal, plus he can step out and shoot the ball a little bit. He's a better athlete than Kirk Van Slyke, but he's along those lines in terms of a player off the post and being able to step out in the perimeter. But he moves better, his feet are a little bit better. So he's along those lines as a player, and you know, Kirk had an impact on our team in a positive way, and certainly this young man with 3 years to play is going to be a good player for us down the road. So we're better, we're getting better. We were better last night. We'll be better 2-3 weeks from now, and we'll certainly take a step up when Anthony's allowed to get back in the mix and have some contact.
Has any particular player in practice these 3 weeks really impressed you, shown you some things that you know, kind of grabbed your attention?
Well, you know, I expect Cameron Golden to have a big year. Kelvin Downs has improved. He's got more. He's more confident, more athletic. He was an athletic player to begin with anyway. But DJ Hardwick is probably going to be a big impact on our team from the point guard position. You know, we were adequate there last year. We kind of played Ed Townsend there some, and Rakeem Dickerson there some, and Cameron Golden there at times. But I think P.J. Hardwick is a pure point guard and has really explosive quickness and excellent athleticism. Not a great shooter, but a good enough shooter to keep you honest. But he's really difficult for someone to slow him down in transition and really keep him in front of you. He's going to make that really difficult for the opposing team. So I'm going to let him push it and see if we can get something early and set some screens for him in transition, which is difficult to defend, and see if we can get something early on in offense.
As far as these practices have gone, is there anything in particular? You know, defensive rebounding seemed to be something you've always emphasized. Is there anything in particular that you've been emphasizing with this team?
Well, you know, defending and rebounding with a new collection of players and doing it with the intensity level that I think is necessary is a challenge. And that's something we've been harping on, and defending and rebounding it. You know, last year's team, I didn't think defended as well as my teams have in the past. We averaged 76 points a game, which is, you know, we set a school record for points scored last year. We set a school record for three-pointers attempted and three-pointers made. But defensively, we weren't good enough night in and night out to really accomplish what we needed. You know, the 3 games that stick out in my mind, you know, the 1-point loss to Georgia State at their place, the overtime loss to Georgia State here, and the 1-point defeat or loss to Lafayette at our place late in the year. Those 3 games really stick out in my mind as 3 games that could have changed our season completely. Although we won 19 games, we had an opportunity to win 3 or 4 more and weren't able to pull it off. And I think simply because defensively we weren't what we needed to be. This year's team is going to buy into that. And not only will we improve offensively as we move along, but certainly from a defensive standpoint, playing together, understanding rotations, that sort of thing. We'll get better with that too as we go along.
Thank you very much, Matt, and thank you, Coach Brady. That's all the time we have for you today. Best of luck this season.